I am Rich with Rich Rebuilds, and I am on Samcrac's channel right now. I drove all the way down from Massachusetts to Florida to see what Sam has in his collection. Every year I come down and I purchase one car from Sam. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to get from him today. I have my Crocs on with socks, not very fashionable. I understand that, so before you make fun of me, I already know this. Sam?
Thank you, Rich. I'm looking forward to selling you a car today.
This is gonna be really fun.
And giving you a fake handshake like I just did.
Awesome. Yes, it was dead fish for sure. Let's start with the AMG GT, one of my all-time personal
favorites. But I haven't put this on a video yet, so if we could just move to the next car, that would be great.
Okay, yeah, of course. Right this way. I love this car. Judging by the amount of dust buildup, this has been here for, I would say, about 2 to 3 months, maybe. Am I right, Sam?
But Rich, you know, I haven't started working on it yet. And some other channels, they'll do like 4 videos of detailing a car before they go and actually do the mechanical
Do you have any
repairs.
names? Any names you want to share?
No, none of them. I'm just saying people know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So anyway, there's like 4 or 5 different. We don't detail anything until it's all done.
Right. Okay.
And it never gets done, so they never get detailed.
Understood. So there's some horse flies on the hood.
Listen, people want to know what
you can see it.
Okay, listen, people want to know.
On the hood there. There might be a dead animal under the hood. I am not sure. We're going to check today and find out.
And that's why it was half price.
Right.
So this is AMG GTS, 2016, low miles.
Really?
Runs and drives.
Okay. How far can it drive?
Not very far. That's the problem.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah.
Today we're going to figure out, I want you guys to guess which one of Sam's cars can drive the furthest without major mechanical issues.
That's a good question. I don't even know the answer to that.
We're going to find out today. Let's look at the inside real quick. So what's wrong with this car, Sam, and why haven't you fixed this one yet?
I can't disclose everything yet, but like I said, it runs, it drives, and it's one of the ones I'm really looking forward to making videos on because it's either something that's going to be ultra expensive to fix, something well over 5 figures, or something that's like $100. One or the other. Both labor-intensive jobs. Either way, it's cheap or expensive, but it's got an issue. That's why it was so cheap.
Can we look on the inside?
You absolutely can. Go ahead, open it up.
Oh, this is a lot of flies in the way. We'll just get it out of the way first. This is actually a very nice interior. Look at that. I like the white in the middle. Very clean on the inside, for sure. No flies in there. It smells good. How many miles does it have, Sam?
About 18,000.
It's actually really good.
And when you're buying a used car, especially one with a branded title, you don't always get to pick the color of the interior. I'm half and half on this. I think it looks sharp. White inserts, you know, tough to keep clean. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This reminds me of those C6 Z06s that had the black seats with the white outsides. Also, some of the McLarens have it. It's cool. It wouldn't be my first choice, but for the price, again, you don't get to choose the color.
So this is at the top of my list for cars to purchase. I really like the AMG GT personally.
All right, let's move on to something else.
We'll talk about that. Why do you have all of these vehicles on a farm uncovered? I had a recent video that I left my Porsche outside and rats destroy the interior. Are you not worried about anything bad happening to the cars?
We don't really have a big rat problem here. It's more so squirrels.
Okay.
I have experienced some squirrel damage.
But they're like furry rats that climb trees, though.
The thing that works the best here is the cows. The cows kind of keep the vermin away. If you park the cars, which the majority of them are out there right next to where the cows roam, the only problem is then the cows use the side mirrors as scratching posts and stuff, and they break whatnot. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's go.
I didn't really answer the question, but okay, let's see. All right, so Sam, this is another 360. One of, I think, 24 Ferrari 360s that you own. How long has the car been sitting here for? Quick test. About 1/8 of an inch worth of dust.
All right,
8 months? 8 months?
It hasn't been sitting that long.
Okay.
Well, maybe it has.
Yeah.
Sage would actually know.
About 8 months? See? About 8 months. There you go. All right, so what's wrong with this car?
Okay, so the convertible top had an issue. It actually runs really good, this one. We just got the convertible top, which was sitting here for about 7 of those 8 months.
Okay.
We put it back in the car. We have not tested it yet.
Do you think it works?
It's going to be a miracle if it works. There's a lot of little broken hardware and stuff in it. I had Radarosa, a Ferrari 360 expert, fly all the way from England.
You flew him in? Very nice.
Actually, he flew it himself.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, he put it all back together, and literally probably $5 with the hardware, which was missing from it. Different clips and whatnot. Reinstalled it, and now it's just a matter of firing it up and testing it. Now, this wasn't the only Ferrari Radarosa helped me with while he was here. We got a ton of stuff done. He even helped me with the ZR1, which we'll check on in a minute. And he's a great guy. Every time he visits, we have an amazing time, which only got better when he brought his very charming girlfriend along. One night while we were out, I wanted to give her something special, something to remember. So I slipped her a Ferreo bear. Needless to say, she absolutely loved it.
Bear is a microcurrent facial device that keeps your face looking its best. Just a few swipes a day keeps the wrinkles away, and it's super easy and intuitive to use. All you have to do is connect it wirelessly to the Ferrari app, set your desired strength, apply some serum to your clean face, and start swiping. Bear is clinically proven to significantly improve skin firmness in just 1 week. It's like getting a personal facelift right at home. Now, I've personally been using the Bear every single day since we started the ZR1 project, and the results speak for themselves. My skin feels so toned and smooth. This is the real deal, and it makes for an amazing gift. Hit the link in the description box to check out the Ferrari Bear. Guys, get one for your girl, and when she's not looking, use it for yourself. Again, hit that link in the description box and get a Ferrari Bear.
Why is there a green bumper from a different Ferrari on the back of this Ferrari?
Yeah, it's a good question. We're going to see that Ferrari in a moment.
Okay. Is this storage for that bumper?
Well,
right here?
These Ferraris work really good as parcel shelves when they're not running.
Good point.
So
I want to point out that a lot of people work their entire lives to afford cars like these. And the state that these cars are left in, I know you're having a hard time right now, but rest assured, Sam will finish
Get out of here.
He will. The ZR1, I personally do not like Corvette C4s at all. I think Sam has. I think.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is a good time to ask you what's going on with your C4 Corvette.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to finish it.
Okay.
I don't want to finish it. I just don't. The thing is, the idea of the C4 was cool until you actually get one. You realize the interiors are dated. They're not very modern. They're not very comfortable.
See, this is different though when you get a ZR1. This is a really cool car. Yeah. Very unique, but it still has a lot of C4 to it, so it's very affordable to repair this car.
Right.
I've literally spent probably about $250 on some replacement parts.
Okay.
And stuff more so that just as I was taking it out, it's old, this is a 1991, I wanted to replace it.
What attracted you to this car, the ZR1?
My uncle used to have one.
Oh, really?
And it's a long story. I'm going to get into it in the future video that comes out on it.
Okay.
But this is one of the cars that got me into loving cars so much.
This is pretty cool. I love the color personally. I do like this car.
This was the red herring of ZR1s at the flood auction. It was by far the cheapest one.
Are you going to keep it?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
For a little while.
You going to drive it? A little while.
I'll probably park it out here next to one of these things. You know?
So let's talk about the car that started Sam's channel.
That's not true. Everyone says that.
This is the car that started Sam's channel.
All right.
The DP car. This car, actually, you know what's funny? When I came down here, I built my own version of this car.
You did?
And I gave it to my daughter, and she refused to drive it. The reason why this car is really cool now is because Chevy reintroduced electric pizza cars now. So I think this car went up in value a little bit, right? Because now it's a thing again.
I don't think there's a secondary market for these cars, so who knows if it
probably
went
not. But honestly, if you buy one of these, just know that you might get sued from. Whatever happened with that case, by the way?
I'm beeping every single time you use one of these words. You can't say this stuff.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, this seems.
But this is the deal. They wanted it.
Yep.
It's clearly still here. They didn't get it.
It is.
Right?
No, they did not. No.
And it's only got 2,000 miles on it, even though it doesn't, you know.
Did they offer you money for it?
Yeah.
Did buy it off you?
$10,000. That was, and the only reason I'm saying that is because it was noted publicly by them in an article. They offered me $10,000, and I turned it down and have it sit here.
You know, I'm kind of wondering, maybe you should have taken the money, Sam.
You know, Rich, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
But I think that this being here still stands for something more important than the money.
Okay. Sam, I think...
I honestly believe that.
Yeah, I would have taken the cash personally, but you know what? It's here out of principle. To show that you're not going to bow down.
Look, to be fair, a little bit of a wash on this thing.
Yeah.
And interior detailing.
Yeah.
And maybe a few wiring harness repairs because the squirrels got in it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it could be worth 10 grand.
Well, it's one of, literally, they made under 200 and something of these cars. This is probably the nicest one.
I think this is pretty cool, I will say. I agree with Sam keeping this because it did start his channel, so I'm glad it's here.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, which 360 should we look at next? Should we look at let's look at the green one, the infamous green 360?
It's pretty infamous. It's had a million problems, and it hasn't stopped giving me problems. Right now, we're in the middle of doing a manual swap. So you see
on this one,
it has a clutch pedal installed.
This is relatively clean, Sam. Has one been moved or washed recently?
Well, what happens is when it's outside and it rains, it kind of just takes that dust off.
Gotcha. Well, it didn't do it in the GT.
Believe it or not,
you like this car. You like this car a lot.
However, it has been a pain in the neck, and the problems have continued. I'm just gonna...
What keeps you coming back to this car, Sam?
This was the car I always wanted. This was my poster car. It was a 360. This is the first one I bought.
Gotcha.
And
the paint looks great, by the way.
It's an odd color.
Yeah.
It's one of 4 of this year, I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha.
The color. And
get a close up on the peeling calipers on
listen,
on Sam's
don't
dream car.
show the peeling calipers. We're going to get that all sorted.
Sorry.
And this is the last piece to be installed right here.
Oh, it's manual swap.
We're swapping it. So these all have manual transmissions from the factory. This F1 transmission has a clutch in it.
Yep.
But it's just hydraulically actuated. We're doing it so it's actuated with your foot.
With the foot pedal. I got you.
Yeah.
You think it's going to enhance the driving experience, Sam? What do you think?
Everybody wants a gated Ferrari. I've never driven one. I don't know. I go, and I've been driving it in and out of the barn just to move it.
Right, you get it fresh.
I drove it.
Get the fluids going.
Well, I had it in the barn last because we took out the center to run the lines for that gated shifter.
Okay.
And decided it didn't want to start on me. Has nothing to do with any of the work we're doing.
Not at all. Right. Right.
It was running in and out of the barn just fine.
Right.
And so I think the starter's gone on it.
This is the one that Alex wanted to buy from you, right? Legit Street Cars, the same shirt that you're wearing. He offered to buy this from you, didn't he?
He offered to buy it from me, but let's just say that, his offers were
kind of low?
Lackluster.
Gotcha. Okay, less than impressive. I understand.
Low is an understatement.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
Alex,
out of curiosity, what year is this car?
for a guy that owns so many Eagle Talons, you think he'd have a little bit more. You know,
a lot of Talons, yeah.
All right,
a lot of them. What year is this car, Sam?
This is a 2001.
Mm-hmm.
The big difference between this and the other ones is obviously it's a coupe.
I love the coupes personally.
Yeah.
The coupe's the way to go.
Much easier to work on.
Yeah.
You don't have annoying convertible top issues, but they're worth a whole lot more money.
Why did you purchase this one when you had two others already?
It's a good question. I bought this a long time ago during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it was priced at an amazing price considering what the listing said.
Okay.
Listing said it had normal wear.
Mm-hmm.
And it does have some normal wear.
Yeah.
Had a little bit more than normal wear.
You gonna lose money on this one?
Yeah,
you think?
probably
really?
lose, yeah. I don't even want to think about how much.
You're not about losing money, Sam, on cars, so
Yeah,
I don't believe that for a second.
This one is, yeah.
So Sam has 37 more 360s to look at.
We're not going to look at any more.
But this is the last one for now. I think we're going to stop here. They're pretty much the same car. We just walked from the GT.
Yeah.
We look at the first 360, the second, and now the third. I noticed the 360s are in the same general area. Is there any rhyme or reason to how these cars are stored on this?
So when one's broken and you need to look at how to fix it, you go to the one that's working.
Gotcha.
And that's really the best and most efficient way to fix a Ferrari is have multiple Ferraris. If you ever go to a exotic car repair shop, you'll specifically see at least 2 Ferrari 360s at one time.
Side by side.
Not necessarily side by side,
right,
but in the same repair shop,
Gotcha.
within walking distance. Like these are within walking
Right,
distance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one of those
like
ones that you see, you throw in a bid.
This is nice.
You win.
Yeah.
And then you almost forget that you own it.
And then
but
it is really
cool.
Here. But you already have a truck. You already have an F350?
250.
F250?
Yeah.
So why this one?
I've always loved this, more so than the Lightnings, even more so than this new stuff, the TRX and whatnot.
Yeah.
Again, it's from my time of growing up, the SRT10.
I had an SRT4 that I love dearly. I'm glad I sold it.
What does that have to frickin' do with anything?
Because SRT10.
Yeah,
it's an SRT thing.
Yeah, but that's like a neon. This is a Viper engine.
We don't call SRT4s neons. They're called SRT4s.
It's a neon.
There isn't a single neon badge on that vehicle. Ask any neon owner.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I put in a proxy bid, which is like you set it and forget it bid,
right.
And I totally forgot it. 9 out of 10 proxy bids I put in, I go and look the next morning, I'm like, I don't really want that. And when I got the email that I won, I'm like, this is sweet.
Right.
And so then I'm like, okay, I put in a pretty cheap price, right? And this is when the prices were really high and everything.
Yep.
I go back and look at the listing, it says engine issue, transmission issue.
Oh,
and I'm like, okay, I didn't get that good of a deal because of the drivetrain shot. This is a Dodge Ram.
But does it run though?
It runs, and it runs exceptionally well. Here, we'll fire it up really quick.
Let's do it.
All the quad cab cars,
the oil temp,
are autos, okay? And all the single cab trucks with a short bed are manuals. Those are obviously cooler. They cost quite a bit more. This one has under 100,000 miles. Of course, it's in the right color.
Yeah, it actually feels really nice. Here, come take a look at this. Look how basic these trucks were. Look at this. Heat adjustment. You want it hot or cold. That's it. That's all you get in this truck. The main focus of this truck is the power. And what they do is to keep the truck at a reasonable price, they put a big engine in the front and they keep interior appointments very low. This is all you get. Hot or cold, which one do you want? no luxurious, no curves, no nothing. This is pretty much the interior out of a base model rental truck, but it's fast. That's all that matters. You know who would like this? Alex.
Alex?
Tom Mary.
Yeah, well, guess what? He's bought so many Talons, his prices are like...
He can't afford anything else. I understand.
It's not that he can't afford it.
Yeah.
You know, like whenever you're on Marketplace, you sell a car, you list it.
Yeah.
And it's like a relatively fair price, and then the guy comes and offers you half, and you're like, I just wasted my time for 3 minutes. That's like an Alex Palmieri, right? Like,
yeah, but he gets the cars, though.
Yeah,
well, the cars.
If Alex calls you, if you see his name
just don't answer
it.
I think he preys on financially desperate people.
Look, I've sold you cars, multiple.
Yes.
Have I ever been unfair?
Not at all. No. I usually name my price. When it comes to saying, like, I'll give you this,
true.
and he usually takes it.
There you go.
So, all right.
Rich is one of those guys you see coming a mile away. Right here. This is kind of mine, not mine.
Okay.
This one's actually got a lot of progress done to it in comparison to the way it came here.
Progress is
That's
good.
because Sage did all the work.
Okay.
Sage's dream car was a C5 Corvette coupe.
When was this your dream, Sage?
I've always wanted one since I started working with Sam.
There you go.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it's when he started. That's exactly what I told him.
Give me a little bit bigger, buddy. Yeah.
Okay, but he always loved this car.
Yeah.
And I've looked at the auction, sent him some listings, and one day a really nice viewer by the name of Tony emails me and says, hey, I've got this C5. It's sitting in my driveway. It hasn't run in a few years, but last time it ran really good.
Yep.
But it's got some strange issue. Windows were like stuck in a downward position and whatnot. And we're going to see the inside. He had the inside redone and like had his a real custom touch on this car.
Yeah.
And he wanted an extremely fair price, a really good price. Thank you very much, Tony. And I said, look, I don't need another car, but I know a guy that does. So Sage has been working on this. This is his project.
Okay.
And
Sage, can you talk more about what's going on here? When did this car get here?
This has been here by 3 months.
Okay.
I spent about 2 months of that working on the windows. Neither of these worked.
Okay.
There was,
you fix them?
Yeah.
Nice.
After a long time.
Cool.
And a little electrical thing, so I was just chasing that for a while.
Don't give them too much information, Sage. We got to come out with the video on it.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, now it's just pretty much ready for paint, and hopefully it's going to look good. We're doing a similar color to this, another red. But, pretty close to this.
Are you painting it Ferrari Corsa red, maybe?
No, I don't got that kind of money. You know?
Okay, yeah, it's kind of up there. Actually, if you paint it the same color as the Burgundy 360 that no one cares about that Sam has, might be a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
yeah,
probably
yeah,
it's very similar in the first place. All right, so what does this have for an engine? Is this the 5.7? What's this got?
This is the LS1.
LS1.
Yeah, and you can see the interior is still in a little bit of disrepair. But
okay, but he did the seat. I think he did the seats over.
Yeah, so it's got a new interior, or newish interior. The guy had some beige and red seats done. He's got little shifter stuff, and got a nice little kit. He put a lot of money into the thing.
He got some chrome knobs in there.
Yeah, he liked his chrome.
Yeah, this is pretty neat. I could see you in the Soarer.
I don't know, man.
Am I switching it to just talking to Sage now?
This is really cool. I've never actually shown this. This is an exclusive. My 2008 Toyota Sequoia. This is a backup to my Ford Super Duty. So if someone's got to borrow it, everybody wants to borrow your truck when you got a truck. Yeah. If it's down for service or whatever, I use this. It's reliable.
I like this truck a lot,
Not
Sam.
a lot of style. It's no Range Rover, but I can get to an auction with it.
This is leather. This is nice.
Pick up stuff. It's got darn near 200,000 miles.
Good vantage point. This is really cool.
It's amazing how everything holds up, and it holds up because it's all like, you hear that cheap plastic and stuff.
What do you got in here? You have a McLaren battery in here.
Yeah, it's really a nice vehicle.
This is nice.
When you want to, just get around, not have to think about anything.
Yeah.
You can go like 3,000 miles, pass an oil change.
You put oil, gas, doesn't really matter. This is cool. I think this is the most reliable vehicle you have, Sam.
It is. Well, Super Duty's pretty good too.
Okay, that's a Ford. Yeah, good point.
Well, this is a new addition to the field, but it's not mine. This is actually Ben's daily driver. Ben, if you haven't seen him before, well, he's Sage's replacement. Sage, he worked out here in the field. Now he's graduated to the corporate office. And Ben, if you're half as good as him, one day you'll make it there too. But tell me about this thing, because we saw Sage's current project. Is this a project? You told me you daily this, but what's the story?
I daily this, but it is an ongoing project. It's my 1987 Chevy C10, technically an R10. Bought this thing as a roller in Tennessee. It now has a 6-liter LS LQ4 motor and a 4L80 transmission. I've done a decent amount of motor work to this thing, heads, cams, head studs, all that good stuff. I like to think it's making around 450 wheel horsepower with a 373 Eaton rear end. It's a lot of fun, not easy to daily.
I do find it wildly daily, this thing, especially since it was so uncomfortable just driving it from there to here just now. But it is cool. I like the patina look. Are you planning any power mods? Or are you going to just kind of keep it the way it is?
Well, Sam, I did just build it for boost, so I would love to do a big turbo or an LSA supercharger down the road, but that would definitely require a different transmission setup.
I know these old body style trucks are in vogue. Well, don't worry about what I think about it. Let us know what you guys think about Ben's, what is this, a C10 down in the comments. Would you like to see some boost added to it? Supercharger, I like the LSA supercharger idea better, more reliable. Rich, I've been wanting to show you this.
Okay.
Because this is a car that everybody showed up here.
Yep.
Scott Radarosa, you. Alex doesn't come visit me.
He doesn't do that.
Everybody comes and they're like, this is the car we want to work on. We want to figure out what's wrong with it. This is super cool, and it has broken every single one of us.
Yes. This is, I think Sam's taste in cars is, but this one, I like this one a lot.
This is an Aston Martin, and it's not a DB9, it's a DBS. And because it's a DBS, it's worth a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
But because it was in a flood, it's not worth a whole lot of money.
I think the MSRP on this car is like what, 280, 260?
Brand new, it was darn near knocking on 300,000. It was 280 something.
Right.
The reason why it's held its resale value is a lot of these body panels are actually carbon fiber.
Really?
It's got carbon ceramic brakes.
Yep.
V12. And it was in a flood.
These sound glorious, by the way. And if you look on the inside, we're working on the inside of the car, all the small pieces of aluminum, like the door panel trim, are all CNC'd like heavy aluminum pieces. The sound deadening, I think it's like 2 or 3 layers thick. There's a roll of sound deadening. There's a second roll of sound deadening. There's a roll of rubber, and then there's a carpet on top, a very thick plush carpet. Very, very cool interior on this car.
None of that's going to return.
Probably not, yeah, I figured as much.
But there's carbon fiber trim and accents everywhere. We got the lower splitter on the mirrors here. It really is a beautiful car, and this one is a convertible.
I like
That's
this a lot.
the reason why it was so expensive.
I don't like convertibles, but I like this convertible for some reason. I could see Sam driving this with the top down at some point when he fixes it. Hopefully he's going to send it to me at some point. Anyways, the cool thing about working on this car is that even though it's a 2010, it's a pretty modernish car, it didn't have a backup camera. All it had were backup sensors, and the previous owner put in their own aftermarket backup camera. Why wouldn't it have a backup camera? I don't understand.
You know what is funny, and I said it when we were fixing the Vantage.
Yep.
It's amazing what this car is and what you're paying for. To think that this was near $300,000. And in 2010, which could you have bought for that? You could have bought a Ferrari. It was the 458 out by then, right around then.
Yep.
You could have bought a Lamborghini.
A whole bunch of stuff,
know.
No, this is a really cool car.
This could be worth more than double what I paid for it. I got a steal of a deal on it. I can't wait to hopefully figure it out. And the flood line wasn't to the roof either,
It wasn't to the roof.
That's the big thing. But there's some weird things going on. Obviously, it's got electrical issues. We can't get into the trunk.
The trunk's the major thing. A lot of these cars, you'll notice that there's usually like some kind of keyhole to open the trunk, or even an emergency release underneath the rear bumper. This car has none of that.
Nothing.
It's either you push this digital touchpad here, or you have to use the key fob. You have the key fob with this thing?
I have the key fob.
Does it have the unlock button on it?
It does.
Okay. Well,
we've tried it. We've tried it.
We tried it. Nothing works.
So here's the thing. It has nothing on it that we know of.
Right.
We've searched high and low. We've scoured the internet. The other funny thing about these is that nobody seems to work on them.
No one works on them. They just buy them, drive them, and then sell them for the most part. If you're watching this video and you have a clever way of getting into the trunk
without destroying it,
us, please let us know. But this is gonna be a tough one. There's no keyhole, no lock to pick. If you look here, there's no real easy way to get into the trunk. You could peel these off, but behind these seats are just the giant roll bars. There's a lot of electronics in the way, and I'm not really sure. I believe the gas tank may be back there, as they are in some convertibles too. So this could be kind of tricky. I think what Sam should do after I leave is probably take out this center console waterfall here, and he might be able to stick his hand in, because on the passenger side rear, there's the emergency pull, you know, the escape hatch, where if you like lock little kids in the trunk, you could just pull that. So hopefully Sam can get in there, but when I come back, I'll probably end up doing that for him too. So out of all of the cars you saw here today, if you were spending your own money, number one, which one would you buy? The second question is, which one are you most excited to see Sam finish? The third question, which one should I buy? You know the answer already.
Which one?
The SRT10 truck. I like that truck a lot.
That one's cool, and that's a really good project. That's a realistic project.
I like high horsepower vehicles, and that one has a lot of utility because it's a pickup truck. You put stuff in the bed, drive around, get like 6 miles a gallon.
Now, I'm going to be honest, that one I probably am not going to get to next because we got to figure out what's going on with that Flood Aston.
Yes.
But I'm in between being super excited about the Flood Aston and the AMG GTS, of course. I feel like I'm this close to getting that ZR1 up and running, so got to do that first.
Right.
And then once that's driving down the road, or maybe not driving down the road, we'll move on to the other ones. Anyway, guys, I want to thank Rich very much for visiting me just to shoot this video. That's the only reason he came down here.
I came a long way, long flight.
If you're not already following us on Instagram, you could do so. And
we have a joint Instagram account?
Do we?
Yeah, you said we have us.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
We should do that. We should do a joint Instagram account
Rich
for sure.
And Sam.
And then we could pay for verification badges.
That's a good idea.
Because it's $11 a month now, I think, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, $11 a month.
You tell me I got to start paying $11 a month?
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of my verification badge, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you very soon.